It's really important for journalists to understand that Twitter is a news source, just like a witness or anonymous tip or anybody who could tell you something about a fact that you are investigating. So just as you would do in any other case, you have to be very, very careful on how to evaluate the information you're getting. Just like you do for any other information source, you have to be very careful in evaluating the materials that you bump into. It's really important, for example, to identify if the person who is tweeting is really the person that he or she claims to be. One thing that's really undervalued and underestimated is the live tweeting, because it's really hard to do. At first you have to be a very good listener. You have to follow great examples. You have to see how things are done by those who have already been doing it for longer. So you get all the tips really by observing and by listening to other people do it. And so being very good at doing live tweeting is really something that you have to learn by doing it. So as soon as you have the chance as a journalist, you should try a live tweet, even the smallest event, because you can make it bigger, because Twitter has this amplification power that is so strong. And even if you can take a very local fact and bring it to a great audience. So this is something that has to be still leveraged by most journalists. Periscope is relatively new. I mean, it is 2 weeks old, not even 1 month old. So it's like a little baby, let's say. We have to give it time to really exploit all its possibilities, and also because it's still in a debugging phase. So we're still fixing, all the things that have to be fixed and implementing new features. So you will see probably Periscope in 6 months will be completely different. And so it's probably too early to say what it can be. But for now, we have seen interesting usages from TV, from journalists in particular. We have seen journalists covering, for example, the explosion of the skyscraper in Manhattan, the gas explosion, the very first day that Periscope was launched. So you had already multiple angles on the same, on the same fact, and that was really interesting because they were citizen journalists mostly, not really real journalists. The possibilities are all to be explored. But they are encouraging. What we have seen so far is really encouraging.